Most coolers, especially bigger coolers, are clunky, they're bulky, they're heavy, they're difficult to store, and you've got to either fill them with ice or some kind of gel pack to keep things warm. I get to introduce you to a very special lady. Had a chance to meet her in guest class. How long ago was that?
About back in November.
In November?
Yes.
But yet this is the first time we've ever worked together.
Yes, I'm so excited to work with you, Dan.
Was there a restraining order I wasn't aware of, Lisa?
I'm not sure.
How are you?
How are you? Good to see you.
This is Lisa Gifford. This is brilliant. The cooler that she's about to show you folds down flat and weighs about as much as an empty shoebox.
Well, it's less than 2 pounds.
That's the large that's priced at $28, but that holds 26 quarts.
45 cans.
Yep.
This one holds 45 cans, as you can see up there.
The extra large, which you pay a little bit more, and by the way, I've got both sizes. The extra large is 41 quarts and would hold how many cans?
60 cans.
60 cans.
Ice cold of your ice cold beverage.
60 cans is enough for me to have some and give none to anyone else.
We'll last the day.
60 cans
It'll
in a
last
day.
the day.
That's why is Dad asleep in the bushes? 15,000 people picked it up. Well, you can take something out of the oven. If you do potluck dinners and church socials, you can take something out of the oven that's 400 degrees and put it in here. And by the time you get to the church, it will still be 400 degrees.
That's right.
I can put all those cold cans of beverage in here, and by the way, no ice needed. Say it again.
No ice needed. If the product's cold, if it's an ice cold beverage, it will stay ice cold for hours. You fill this up, you put it to maximum capacity. As you can see here, Dan, this is what I like to do. I like to take it to the grocery store.
Yep.
I have this folded in my car all the time.
You know that mad dash?
Yes.
From the grocery store to the house? Because you've got to get your stuff home. Now, you just don't worry about it.
This is still frozen. It's still, well, it's, you know, the thing is, it's still frozen. But here's your ice cream.
Ice cream.
See that?
Still frozen.
And then you have your ice cold milk.
And you put this out hours ago.
Hours ago. I left my house at, I can't even remember what time it was, like 5 o'clock this morning. Yeah, and that's all nice and ice cold still. You got your yogurt, so anything you don't have to worry about. What I like about this is I can still run other errands. If I want to go to the local farmer's market after I go to the grocery store, I can still run all kinds of errands. This will stay cold in my car for hours, up to 10 hours.
By the way, there's 2 really nice handles, one on each side, and you're really only carrying whatever you're putting in it. The cooler itself is incredibly lightweight.
And durable.
Yep.
Very durable.
The whole thing disassembles if you want. How many of you have coolers that are in the garage right now that are nasty? They're funky on the inside.
Yeah, they get that.
You can dismantle this quickly and simply, and it all goes in the dishwasher.
That's right. That's right.
There's nothing else like this.
Nope.
I remember when you and I met back in November in our guest training, and nobody had ever heard of this concept.
Founded in Germany. German engineering is made out of polypropylene. Polypropylene is in crash helmets. It's the same thing that baby bottles are made of. The carpets, a lot of the carpets that you sell here at QVC are made from polypropylene, a very durable product.
And I've beat the daylights out of the extra large one that I have, and it works. Hot foods, stay hot. Cold things, stay cold, and they stay cold without ice. And you don't have that extra weight. Now, here's the other factor. Most of my coolers spend more time in the garage, empty, than they do with actual food in them where we're going somewhere.
Right.
So they just become this burden of this bulky thing that I wind up tripping over. Can I open this one?
Absolutely. There I have.
This is one of the extra large.
This could be one of our. This could be our Memorial Day picnic when we're done, Dan.
Now,
look at that.
These are baked potatoes, and they are still hot.
136 degrees. We have this. We have this in the ribs. We got nice hot ribs at 136 degrees.
But there's nothing in here that you had to insulate in terms of corn on the cob.
No.
There's no heat gel packs.
There's no heat.
You just put the warm food in there. By the way, I can feel the warmth coming off. That's tailgating right there.
That's awesome.
And here's what I'm going to recommend that you do. You pick up 2 of them. Okay. My wife and I, we travel by motor coach. And we're kind of known as the tailgating party people.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you've got one for cold, and you've got one for hot.
So here you have your picnic items.
And by the way, nothing changed on this cooler. The only difference between the cooler that's cold and the cooler that's hot is what you put in it. That's 41 degrees
Yes.
Where, you know, your egg salad, when it gets a little warmer, is no longer egg salad, it's kill your family by accident.
So you can put things in here that have mayonnaise and you don't have to worry. And this is what I like too. When you do your sandwiches, because there's no ice in here, you don't have to worry about sogginess. So you have your fruit trays. Nothing's gonna. I have a cheese and cracker tray down here. You can. I don't have to worry about the crackers getting wet and soggy.
I hate soggy.
There's nothing like a soggy cracker.
Listen, there is nothing in life where someone went, I wish that were soggier. Soggy
you don't
sucks.
ask for that. That's
yes.
right.
This again. Now, again, the cooler itself does not weigh much. May I?
Yeah, absolutely. Wait to see what's in there. So this is, I get so many emails.
That's a giant cake.
But this is what's cool.
And that's just a large size. That's not even the extra large.
Right. What you can do is, this doesn't need to be hot or cold. This wants to be, you want to serve this, but my icing's not going to melt in the car. If I take this to the picnic, if I have this out, sitting out on my deck.
That's good.
If I take this to the park, I don't have to worry about it. I can still serve it. It'll stay nice like this, and
Lisa,
my icing's not going to melt.
I can tell you from my own midsection, food is a major part of summertime enjoyment.
Exactly.
It is. If it's not food, it's beverage. And sometimes it's beverage before food. There's a reason why this brilliant woman has had so much success with us in just this month alone. 15,000 people have picked up her coolers. The extra large is just $34, which, by the way, is less expensive than the big heavy-weighted plastic pieces that bang the daylights out of your shins when you try to carry them.
And this here, you're just carrying the food that you put in it. Like I said, this weighs less than 2 pounds. So if you load this up with cans of soda, you have the weight of the cans, and that's it.
I said before, her coolers empty weigh about as much as an empty shoebox.
Yes.
That's it.
And durable.
Yes. Very
durable. You can beat them up. They're durable.
Okay, everybody has seen styrofoam coolers.
Right.
And admittedly, they kind of look like a styrofoam cooler.
And they kind of sound like it. Yeah, and they're light.
But they're not styrofoam. No. Styrofoam has no durability whatsoever. You can poke a hole through it easily.
Exactly.
These things, I mean, again, I've beat the daylights out of the ones that I've got.
And you just lock them in. There's tabs here. You just lock it in. You put it together like a puzzle. Lock it in there, and you close it up. That's it. Again, German engineering.
And no
polypropylene, no ice needed.
Let me come around to the front. Because Lisa, this is what sold me on the ice. Look at this. Now, this is her large unit. That's the extra large unit. How many cans can I put in the large?
45, so you can put some on the bottom.
45 cans.
Total of 45 cans in there.
And
total
by the way,
60 cans.
Now, we have the lids open. I'm going to pull out one, and you're going to see they're sweating a little bit on the top, but these have been sitting in there for an hour, and they are cold.
Ice cold.
Ice cold, but there's no ice in here at all. How about when you're in charge of the kids' soccer team, and you've got to have the sports drinks or the water, etc. How many bottles or cans can I put in the big guy?
You can put 60.
Oh.
And ice cream. You can fill it up. Like, remember, we have ice cream in here.
I've known you for a little while. I've noticed you've weaved the word ice cream into pretty much every one of these.
Because I'm excited that you can take ice cream.
Have we? Did I just find your Achilles heel?
Yes, I like ice cream. Okay. You talk about the cans, I'll talk about the ice cream.
you and I should come together and we could make a float.
Exactly. Yes. That's exactly good. That's exactly right. Yes.
Now, where else do you sell these coolers?
Nowhere.
Just
QVC.
Here.
Yes.
And our price on this is extremely reasonable. You know, the whole idea, again, summertime fun, you don't want to kill yourself having to carry stuff to the beach or to the soccer game or just to the backyard. So why have a cooler that's bulky and heavyweight where you've got water weighs 8 pounds per gallon? That means ice is heavy. They sell, do you know what it's like? You buy a bag of ice and they're in 20 or 40 pound bags.
Right.
You add that to just the weight of the cooler.
And then you have the water and the mess.
Yep. You don't put ice into these coolers. You don't need to. If you've got proper insulation, you don't need the ice.
And what you do, Dan, is you fill this up. One of the things that I tell the customers too is, like, say you only want to do, you don't want to do your 60 can, your 45, you only want to do 30 cans down here. I take the rest of the space up. I throw either my bags from the grocery store in here, because the less circulation you have, the longer it's going to stay cold.
Can I tell you how I used yours recently?
Sure.
Well, it's been a few months back, but we had a power outage that lasted for 2 days. And you know how cheap I am. I'm not throwing away everything in my darn refrigerator. So I've got the extra large and a large, and they sat on my kitchen counter, and we just filled them with everything in the refrigerator. 2 days later,
That's
I put my
awesome.
stuff back into the refrigerator and didn't have to replace it.
That's great.
2,500 have been ordered this morning. The large is the more limited of the two. This is my first chance to work with Lisa. You and I went through a guest training together in November.
Trained me. You trained me, Dan.
You've been on.
I can thank
You've
you.
been on the air with every host but me. And I'm the one most likely to have 60 cans.
Exactly.